What's going on, YouTube? How you doing? How you been? How is everybody doing on this fine afternoon? So, I'm actually just killing time. I'm waiting for a trailer to arrive here at our Brooks terminal. And then it's going to be a repower, and then I've got to hook up to it and take it the rest of the way up to Washington State. So, and that guy I just found out is actually still in California, so he's several hours away. So I got a good video that I want to do. I got a comment from Calkinson, I believe it is. Hold on. Yeah, I got a comment from Calkinson asking me to do a video on uncoupling and the proper spacing. Now, I realized actually when I posted my other video about that, checking your gap, that I didn't really fully address where you should be at on the landing gear to make it easy for the next driver to hook up to it without having to lower that thing or raise it depending on the situation. So that's what I'm going to do. And he also kind of called me out because I am running the Western 11, and he's asking me what's holding me back. And you know, at this point, nothing's holding me back. Originally, what I wanted to do is run the Western 11 because I was born and raised in Washington State. I've spent my entire life west of the Rockies, and I'm comfortable over here. I'm familiar with this. I've done a lot of road trips all over this side of the country, and so what I wanted, my plan originally was just to run the Western 11 as I get more familiar with my truck and I get better with my backing and everything like that. And I'm at that point now where I do feel comfortable doing everything. And so I'm actually going to be switching to all 48 here probably in the next month or so. That's the plan. So I just, like I said, I've just been just getting familiar, getting more comfortable on doing everything. So anyway, yes, that is the response to your little jab. No, I'm just kidding. Not a jab. It's I mean, that's what you got to be doing eventually. You gotta, if you're gonna be really trucking, you got to be doing all that stuff. So I want to find a trailer here that is well, it doesn't matter, we can take any of these. Oh, there's my old trailer. That's the one that had the air leak, and that's back out in the yard, so that means they fixed that problem. And I talked to the shop about what was going on, and they said that it sounds like the diaphragm cracked in that spring brake, and so they probably replaced that. Really, any of these trailers will work, but I want to find one that's sitting too high to begin with, so we can just kind of start at that point, and then I'll run through both scenarios. And I think a lot of these look good. I think that one actually looks a little on the high side, but not bad. Actually, you know what we'll do? We will find one that looks good. Let me back up here. And yes, I know I came in from the wrong side, but that's alright. A good driver can put this truck anywhere he needs to. go ahead and back up to this bad boy right here. And I can tell as I back up to it, this is nicely done. That's actually maybe a little on the low side. That's good too. So we're gonna stop right here. That's might be a little low, but that's okay. That's actually perfect for what we need to talk about. All right. So let's get out and take a little gander at what we are dealing with here, people, and say what up to the girl. Okay. That's the Haley dog. We all know and love her. You're such a good girl, aren't you? You're such a good girl, aren't you? Oh, quit screaming at me. Oh, I don't want no kisses. Alright, enough of that. Let's get back to work here. Actually, we're not working, we're just having fun, killing some time, and this is a great video so people can see what's going on. So let's take a look in her mirror. And like I said in the Check Your Gap video, that's what she said, boom. When you, as you start doing this, you're going to be able to look down there and tell by looking at where the bottom of that trailer is in relation to the crown of your rear drive, if that trailer is sitting right already. Okay, so we look at that, and that's gonna give us a good idea. So let's get out, take a little gander. Now we got, okay, so from here, it's just fine. I mean, it's sitting low. Let me see if this is loaded or not. Yeah, this is preload, so that means somebody's hopefully not gonna come and try to take it from us quite yet. So my fifth wheel's down, so our skid plate is sitting at the right angle. One reason you want to come out and check at this point where your trailer's sitting at the crown of your tire, we want to make sure that our fifth wheel has not, and most of the time it shouldn't be, you know, it should always rest down like that. But let's say for some reason it didn't. Let's say it's sticky or something, and now that's going to be up there. What do you think's going to happen if I back into that? You're going to punch with these points right into that trailer. Bad thing. Don't do that. So get out and check, make sure our fifth wheel's in the proper position. And then the next thing we're going to look at, and this is definitely not too high, so whoever dropped this trailer did it just right. So I can tell, looking at the bottom of our trailer, it's going to come hit about right here and slide right up on there into position. Now it doesn't have to be this low, but I maybe say ideally you want it to make contact about right here. But as long as it's not coming in right here and making contact, that's the main thing. We're not too low and we're not too high. All right. Now let's run back in there. Watch out.
You have 4 unread messages.
All right.
Home. Messaging. You have 4 unread messages.
These are my fuel stops and all that other good stuff. Now, I should have raised it. Let me think about that. I'm just trying to think of a good scenario. This will be just fine. Let's just back up underneath there. Now I just felt that trailer make contact on that fifth wheel. My creep mode just aborted, which I did not want it to do. Okay, it's back on. And that's definitely a loaded trailer because we got some weight on that fifth wheel. These automatics sometimes can be a little finicky. These are the points where I kind of wish I had my clutch. Click. Okay. Now, of course, we're going to let it drive. We're going to do a little tug test to make sure that we actually did hook up to it. Just a little bit of torque so you feel that thing pull on you. Alright.
Home. Messaging.
Alright, now looking underneath here, and no doubt there is no gap, no air, no light. Our handle is fully engaged. Take a quick step underneath here, and those lock jaws are locked and closed. Now, let's see, since it already was done for me, hopefully we're showing what we're trying to do. If I'm gonna lower this thing, it's already lower, but let's just do it this way. All right, so I've lowered, let's pretend my landing gear was all the way up and I'm coming down with it. Where I want that landing gear to be is about, let's say about a 1/4 inch or so off the ground. And I'll show you why here in a second. And the other thing, now we're on rock, you know, uneven surface, it's not paved obviously. So this could look a little bit lower than that one over there. We're gonna come down. That one is not touching, I can tell. This one is touching. So because of that, we're gonna be about where I would be at, where I would lower it to. And I'll show you why. Because when we're about to uncouple, watch out, girl. When we're gonna uncouple, we're gonna dump our air. Okay? We're gonna dump the air. And I already missed it, but what that's doing, and you can see it barely, is resting that trailer down. Your airbags are dumping that air, and you can hear it settling on the rock as that weight's coming down. I've dumped my air in my bags, so that's why we leave it about a 1/4 inch or so from the ground. You dump your air, and that's gonna drop the back of your trailer, or the back of your tractor, and the back of the trailer. It's gonna lower that trailer down to its landing gear. You see? That's what just happened there, and I wanted to jump out so you can actually see it happening, but so now, whoops, one sec here. We're gonna disconnect. Now, you know, I should have just done the whole thing on this. when you're unhooking a trailer, you're working from the back forward. All right. When you're hooking up to a trailer, you're working from the front back. So if I was hooking up to this trailer, the first thing I'm going to do is my airline, electrical airline. And we're working from the inside out. And that helps keep things from getting tangled. So first, we would run our service line. Then we'd run our electrical, our pigtail. And then we'd run emergency. Blue, electrical, red. All right. If we were hooking up. And then the next thing we would do, we'd walk through here, check all that. We'd crawl underneath there, check your lock jaws, and then raise our landing gear, and then continue your pre-trip on the trailer. If we're unhooking, we just pulled in here and now we're dropping this trailer. Landing gear comes down. Our handle comes out. Ooh, and you know what? I got weight on that, so I'm gonna have to back it up. Here's another little tidbit. If you ever do that, where you can't unlock your jaws, get in your truck, back it up a little bit. That'll take the weight off of that kingpin. There's tension on those lock jaws. Okay? So, hooking up, front to back, unhooking, back to front. All right, now let's back up and take that tension off that kingpin.
You have 4 unread messages.
And now we're gonna turn our dump off.
Messaging. You have 4 unread messages.
And it's just a real simple little thing. We're just gonna go into reverse, disengage our parking brakes, just enough to take that transmit, or that I saw a different message. So I'm putting pressure back, and then I'm gonna pop my brakes right there. My air is low because I've been messing with this shit, and that's all that's telling me. Now,
messaging.
We shouldn't have any problem getting underneath here and pulling that bad boy out, just like that. So if you ever reach underneath there and you can't do it, you just get back in your tractor, take that tension off those lock jaws, because it's like this. You've got, I can't do it one-handed, but you've got your kingpin, and I can't do it on the kingpin, or one-handed. So you got your kingpin there, and those lock jaws are around it, and it's pushing. You've got too much tension forward on that kingpin with those lock jaws. So you need to come back to take that tension off there, and those lock jaws will open right up. Okay. So now that we've done that, our landing gear's down, we've disconnected that. We've taken our air lines off and electrical. Now we're gonna come back in the truck. Ow. Without hitting your knee.
You have 4 unread messages.
Yes, I know. We let it do the little sweep and then back up to normal. Start it.
You have 4 unread messages.
Now air's low because I dropped so much air. And that's all that's telling me. And I don't necessarily need to, well, it's already building up anyway. Dusty. Just cleaned it yesterday and I'm dusty again. Alright, so we got enough air in there. Transmission, this automatic transmission, has the same thing. If your air is too low, it doesn't want to shift. Alright, so we're going to go over here. We're going to drop our air, dump it. We're going to wait about 8 or 10 seconds. I'm in drive, my brakes are off. That trailer is settling down to the ground for that extra inch that I gave it, or quarter inch. And now we're good just to pull on forward out of it. And now it's going to slide right on down. Just like that. And then we turn our dump off. And that's about it. So let's see, that trailer looks a little higher. Let's go over here and take a look at this one. Oh, and then we also stop. As you're pulling out, you're gonna stop at that same point that you stop when you pull in. You're gonna stop there briefly, because if that landing gear fails, you want it to fail and drop on the frame of your truck. You don't want it to fail and drop. You don't want it to fail and drop on the ground. It'll if it fails. But anyway, that's just another little side tidbit. A little bit to the right on this one, and a little further than I want to be. So let's straighten that up a little bit more. And my steering wheel is all the way up, so I feel like a midget trying to drive this thing. And this is still at a yard, controlled environment, nice and safe. Out, neutral on. Shut it off so you can hear me better.
Home. Messaging.
Alright. Here's kind of what I was talking about. You see my fifth wheel didn't drop all the way down, so it's still up a little bit. So you want to make sure that's down. Yeah, I'm just doing a little video here on YouTube showing people how to do the coupling and uncoupling, proper, height that you want to be at. I've had so many trailers that I went to hook up to. Stop. That people get the landing gear down and just keep on wrenching on it.
Oh yeah.
And then you get this gap.
Pops up and waves dry.
Yeah. So I'm just doing a little video on.
Make sure you do that without a service.
Yeah, I'm not going anywhere.
Okay.
All right. So back to what I was saying. The fifth wheel. You see that? That's probably sitting a little high. And that fifth wheel, like I was pointing out, is it wasn't flush. So that's another reason you want to get out at this point where about the crown of your tires here at the trailer. Get out and check that, make sure that didn't happen for some reason. So we're going to check it, and then once we know that we're good, then we'll get back in and back underneath it. Alrighty. Does the sweep. Once it comes back up, then you're good to start. Alrighty. And this, I'm pretty sure, looking at that, if you remember that first picture I showed you in the mirror, we were low, much lower than that. And that's going to leave us a little on the high side, just a tiny bit. But enough to where you're going to want to make some adjustments. Okay, we're there at the V. Click. I heard it click. A little tuggy. And we are locked. Back to neutral, brake on, truck off.
Home.
Let's
Messaging.
go take a look. Yeah, no gap. No gap, no air, no light. So we're good, and our handle's in position. We're locked in there. And actually you can see that raised us up a little bit. So whoever dropped this trailer did it just right as well. Right? So anyway, we're not going anywhere with this thing. You can't go anywhere with it anyway, because you got a little lock on there reminding you. So that's about it, folks. That's probably a little bit longer than I needed to make it to kind of get the point across. But when you're dropping your trailers, lower that landing gear, leave yourself about a 1/4 inch or so between the ground and the bottom of your gear. Then you dump your air, and that's going to lower it the rest of the way, and then you're able to slide right out. And then also remember, when you're hooking up, we're starting from here, doing our checks here, underneath, and then landing gear up. And then when we're disconnecting, so if I just pulled in here and now I'm gonna disconnect and drop this trailer, my landing gear comes down first, we disengage, we disconnect, drop our air, and pull out. Now let's see if I'm locked or if I can pull this out here. Just enough to be able to get it. All right, that's about it, folks. That's about it. I hope this is helpful. Appreciate the questions, the comments. Any suggestions you've got on videos, let me know. I'll do them. If you like what I got, subscribe. Little bell next to it. Hit that bell. That'll let you know when I post new content. So with that, got a beautiful warm day, and I've got probably another good 5 hours till this guy is going to be here with my trailer. And then I'm running up to Washington, Sumner, Washington, dropping, or not dropping, unloading. Then I'm going over to our Auburn drop yard to pick up another repower, and I'm heading right back down here to Oregon, about an hour south of where I'm at now. With that, that's all I got. I'm gonna let you see that pretty little thing, and of course that, but that there, you know what up with it. Have a good one. Catch up with you later.